period, and we encourage you to visit our COVID-19 Resource Center at freedmaxic.com. Please have a happy, healthy, and safe summer.
Happy 4th of July. Welcome to the beautiful Go Art. My name is Chef Tracy Bergio, and today we're making strawberry shortcake. Hi, happy 4th of July. We are here at the beautiful Go Art, and we are making strawberry shortcake today because what is more American than strawberry shortcake? So we have some beautiful homegrown strawberries here that we are going to cut up momentarily. It is strawberry season, so get out there, check out some farms around the Batavia area here and see if you can pick your own. They're all over the place, and the fresher the better, so make sure you check out some local places. We are going to start with one very important thing, the best thing, the most beautiful ingredient, which is butter. Okay, so we are going to make a drop biscuit today with this butter. And we are going to have a half a cup, which is 1 stick of this butter. You want to make sure you've put this in the freezer for a while because you're going to grate this on the largest part of your box grater. And that's going to make little bits of butter, which are going to be easier to incorporate into our flour for your drop biscuit. Okay, so you are just going to grate this like you would Parmesan cheese. Just like that. And you're going to have these beautiful little pieces of butter. Okay? You could store this in the freezer temporarily while you're getting other things prepared to keep it nice and cold. You want your butter very cold, if not completely frozen in this case. It'll be much easier to work with, and it will create a better biscuit. So I'm going to set this stuff behind us here. And through the magic of television, I have some butter here that we've pulled out of the freezer. And we are going to start preparing our biscuits. So for our drop biscuit, we have 2 cups of all-purpose flour. You can use whatever kind of all-purpose flour you like. I recommend something that is natural, not bleached, not bromated. So that would be a little bit of a better choice for our biscuits if you can find it. So we have 2 cups of all-purpose flour here. Into this all-purpose flour, we are going to put some baking powder. 2.5 teaspoons. Make sure you level this off. 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Perfect. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You can omit this if you like, because some of us can't have salt in our lives, so leave it out if you need to. You need about 1 tablespoon of sugar. You can eyeball this. You can also leave that out. You can cut it down. whatever works for you. So all of your dry ingredients need to be incorporated together. This is where I like to bring in a whisk, and you are going to incorporate all of your dry. And it looks lighter and fluffier. Everything's mixed together. And then the most important ingredient here is our frozen butter. So this frozen butter is going to get broken into the flour. You can use a pastry cutter if you have one, or you can use your hands, you can use forks, whatever you like to do. We're looking for a cornmeal consistency here. Cornmeal consistency. So we do need to break this up a little bit. It's going to take a few moments. And when we get that nice cornmeal consistency, we're going to add our milk. If you have a couple chunks of butter, that is completely fine with me. It doesn't offend me. So it doesn't have to be perfect. This should be a pretty quick process for you. This recipe here should make about 6 biscuits, a nice size large biscuit. You can make smaller if you like. Strawberry shortcake comes from the United Kingdom. So it was originally made in the UK and it was served warm originally. So you could try that too at home if you like. You can make warm fruit, keep your biscuits warm, and you can warm up some heavy cream. All right, so we are right about at this nice cornmeal consistency here. It's looking beautiful. And we are going to add some milk. So this is whole milk. You can use 2% if you like, or you can use heavy cream if you're feeling a little bit wild and crazy. But this is whole milk, very good for baking. I'm gonna add this, about half of this, and mix this up. This is 1 1/4 cup whole milk. And put the rest of that milk here. Now, this is a drop biscuit. This is going to be a looser batter. Don't overmix. As you can see, I mixed that for about 30 seconds. So don't overmix your batter. This is going to be a loose batter. You drop this onto a sheet pan, hence the drop biscuit. We are not going to roll these and cut these. So we are going to just drop them onto a sheet pan, which we have right here. And as I said, you should get about 6. I like, you know, a larger size, but you can make little mini ones if you like. You can also use these for savory applications. If you make sausage, gravy, and biscuits, you could just reduce the sugar. You can add lemon zest to these. You can add a little bit of vanilla. Whatever you like, you can actually make this your own. So we have 6 nice sized biscuits here, and we're gonna pop those in the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes. So your biscuits are in the oven. While they are working for you, you have to do some work on your strawberries. So you're gonna start by cutting all of the tops off. I find it easier just to cut them off. If you use a huller where you want to just take the tops off, it does preserve a little bit more of the strawberry, but you know, this preserves time. So we are going to just cut the tops off of our strawberries, and then we are going to quarter them. So that will just be into 4 pieces. If you have a large strawberry, you could cut it into however many pieces you like. I like to do 1 step at a time. So all of the tops come off first, and then we will cut them all at the same time. And I'm just using a small paring knife. You can use whatever knife you have at home, and you're gonna cut them into quarters. So 4 pieces. They're gonna go into our bowl here. So into our strawberries, we are going to put sugar, of course. And I will leave this up to you, how much sugar you want to put into it. I think it's to taste, really. We need about at least a few tablespoons to get the juices out of the strawberries. That's called maceration. And after that, it's really up to you. You can use an alternative sugar if you like, although I have never done that. So, but if you have dietary restrictions, feel free to adjust as you need to. All right, so our strawberries are just about done here. Quartered, we have them in a bowl, and we are going to add our sugar. So we have our beautiful strawberries here. We're going to add roughly 5 tablespoons of sugar. I'm probably just gonna eyeball it because I just go by sight. So I like to see how covered the strawberries actually get, and that's how I judge how much sugar to use. So we have our sugar. We're gonna put a few not traditional ingredients in here. One of them is balsamic vinegar. Just a splash of balsamic vinegar, little tiny bit, and that is going to help bring out the flavors of the strawberry. You're going to be a believer after you taste this. We're going to do a little pinch of salt and a little pinch of ground pepper. A chef that I used to work with many years ago made his strawberry shortcake this way, and I've never done it any other way. So you're going to mix your strawberries with your vinegar and your salt and pepper. Give it a nice mix. And then this needs to be in the cooler or the fridge for about at least an hour. You could do it overnight, but at least an hour, and that will get all those juices going and your sugar will be dissolved. So while our strawberries are resting, we are going to whip our cream. While our strawberries are resting, we need to whip some cream. We're using the real stuff here, 36% fat. This is not out of a can. This is not out of a frozen tub. This is the real stuff. So we're gonna whip this up with a little bit of sugar and vanilla. You're gonna start with a frozen bowl. Put your bowl in the freezer for about an hour before you get started, and this will make your job a bit easier, okay, if you're doing it by hand. If you are lucky enough to have a stand mixer at home, feel free to use your stand mixer, and it does all the work for you. But we are gonna do it by hand today, and you're gonna start with that frozen bowl, for sure. So we're gonna put about 2 cups of cream in here. then we are going to put about a 1/4 cup of sugar. Again, you can omit this if you like. You do not need sugar to whip cream, so you can leave it sugar-free if you desire. We're going to put just a tiny splash of vanilla. You can use any extract in this that you like. And you're going to whip. It is going to take some time. Stay with it. You might want to bring in the rest of the family and have everyone take a turn at whipping. This is a good time to get everybody involved. Okay, our cream is nice and soft. It's beautiful. You don't really want to go any farther than this. You know what happens if you go too far whipping cream, it turns into butter. So if you feel like making a pound of butter today, you could take this farther, but we are going to stop here nice and soft and ready to plate our strawberry shortcake. So we're going to get our biscuits here. We have nice little drop biscuits ready to go. We're going to cut one and we're going to plate one of these guys. So you can cut this any way you like. I'm just going to cut it down the center. And then you have 2 halves. I'm going to put that face up like that. We want some of that strawberry juice to really get in there. Okay, so my wife likes strawberries first, so I'm going to do strawberries first. I like whipped cream first, so really that is just up to you. So our strawberries are nice and juicy and delicious. The longer you leave this in your fridge, the juicier they'll get, so definitely give it some time. So we are going to add our little berries here. Oopsies. And then we'll do a little whipped cream. Feel free to add a little fresh mint or a couple more strawberries on the top, which is what I like to do. And voila, strawberry shortcake. Buon appetito.
Here's Kendra Lamb with our 1-year-old Holstein heifer, right?
Yep, she's about 7 months old.
7 months old. And this is Madison. Madison, yay, come on, you gotta poop for us.
Come on, let's do it. Got this. Okay.
Madison's in the pen.
Ready to roll.
So Kendra, you were just telling me a little bit about Madison and how she started as an embryo and all that. Can you explain this to
Yeah.
everybody here and why you do that
Sure.
and all that?
Yeah, you bet. So Madison is owned by my daughters, Chloe and Claire, and we actually purchased embryos out of a really great cow from a breeder over in eastern New York and implanted them in some of our cows here as surrogate moms. And Madison was the result of one of those pregnancies. So she has a really great pedigree. She's actually out of an all-American cow, and she could potentially be one of the calves that my kids take to the fair either this year or next. She's very loved and spoiled, and hopefully she'll cooperate for us here today.
So your kids are dairy. Oh, I just lost
Dairy
it.
maids,
Dairy
yes,
maids, and
yes.
this is part of Genesee County.
Yep, so Genesee County has a dairy promotion team. It's young girls that are involved with the dairy industry and want to help promote dairy. And so Chloe and Claire are just starting out. They're 10 and 8, and they get to be involved with some really fun events, just promoting dairy, handing out products, helping kids make butter, and learning more about the health benefits of dairy products.
That's really cool. So when you just said about going to the fair,
Yes.
the fair, we hear you, Madison. The fair, I believe, has it been canceled this
It
year?
has been canceled. So the fair has been canceled, but we're fortunate that the Genesee County Fair Board has been really helpful in trying to still help these 4-H kids have a show
That's
for
awesome.
them to show at. They just have to spread things out a little bit, and there obviously, unfortunately, won't be the public there, but the kids will still have a chance to be able to show off their projects for the year and to be judged. So all of that is still going to be taking place in late July, and so we're looking forward to getting ready for that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Can you only participate in Genesee County fairs? Do you go elsewhere as well?
Well,
or?
often. So last year we participated at the Erie County Fair, which of course is also canceled, and then my daughter Chloe actually showed at the All-American Dairy Show in Harrisburg. This year, Erie County has also put together a great event just for youth, the Western New York Youth and Ag Bonanza, and so we're hoping to take a couple of calves to that as well, because going to the shows, and obviously the fair part is going to be different, but taking our animals to the show is something we work for all year long, so it's kind of the culmination of that, and we still want to be able to take advantage.
That's really cool. So 4-H, right, is how they do everything through, and that's the main office is located in Batavia,
Right.
correct? Right
Yep.
there on Main Street.
Yep, they do a really great job with a lot of different 4-H programming. My girls are in the 4-H Dairy Club, but they also participate in the Fur and Feather Club because they have chickens and bunnies, and they have a lot of other great clubs, so even non-farm kids are welcome to participate. I would say almost half of the kids in our 4-H Dairy Club don't live on a dairy farm, but we lease them a calf and they still get to have the whole experience.
That is awesome.
And yeah, our club is really welcoming of new folks, so we're always looking for new members.
So are you a leader then? Oh, I don't know what the term is, but
Yeah, I'm on the advisory team, so
Okay.
I'm kind of helping with that. And our main leader is Lauren Zuber. They have a dairy farm in Elba, and she does a really nice job with the kids.
this is so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
So going back, we've been talking for a while, and we were talking how you're not originally from this area.
Correct.
You married into the family.
Yeah.
And where did you come from again?
I grew up in Delaware County. It's a county just halfway in between Binghamton and Albany. It's in the Catskills.
Okay.
Yep.
And you had a 70 cattle farm?
Yep.
And now you're here, and we were talking about this. You have, what
We
was
have
it?
about 4,000 milking cows.
4,000 milking
in
cows.
Oakfield, yep.
And
and
then-
about that many young stock as well, so heifers and calves. So it's a lot, and then we try to grow as much of the feed for the animals as we can. So our total team to take care of all that is around 100 people.
Wow. And then you also have a farm in north
Wilson.
of Wilson,
Yep,
which is
north of Buffalo.
north of Buffalo.
Yep, we call
and,
that Lakeshore Dairy.
And you have 35 employees there, you said, or 25,
Yeah.
35?
35, yeah.
And then another, how many cattle do you have up there?
It's about 2,000. Wow. Yeah.
Okay, so we're already up to 10,000 cows?
We're,
Cattle?
Well, yeah. So if you include the young stock, a lot of times as farmers we talk milking cows.
Right, no,
and
that
then
makes
it's
sense.
Usually double that with the young.
That makes
animals
sense, but I
come
mean,
along with it.
you deserve credit for every single one because they all take work. So,
Right.
and then
Yeah.
you have another farm in Ohio.
Yes, in Western Ohio. The milk from all of our farms in New York here goes to Upstate Farms, which is obviously has an office right in Batavia. A lot of our milk gets processed at OATCA, and it's the milk that the kids are served in schools. We take a lot of pride in producing high quality dairy products. And then the milk from our farm in Ohio is part of the Dannon product line. So it goes to the Dannon, the Danimals that my kids drink all the time and things like that.
That's really, really cool to
Yeah.
know that, yeah. And you're saying the milk goes to schools, but recently it's been going to the schools and then coming directly to our homes.
Yes.
Because all the kids have been picking up.
Yeah, that has been
Food.
amazing that they were able to still provide the meals
Yeah.
for the schools even through the shutdown with COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite, I mean, I have to show you all, I won't get you in. I see your face, sorry. But I mean, this establishment it's huge, and there's farms and farms beyond this. The work and the energy and the time. And so this is July 4th, and we're sitting here having fun. And there is over 100 people here, 35 at another farm and 25 at another farm.
Right.
So there's over 100 people working right now.
Yep.
Because farmers don't get a day off. They have to work every day of the year,
Yep.
every hour of the year. I give a lot of credit. I grew up, my grandfather had a farm, and there was a farm across the street, and I know how much work goes into it. I spent a lot of summers haying, and we're seeing the cow part, but then they have to hay, there's so many aspects. It's crazy, and
Right.
thank you.
Yeah,
So
you bet.
thank you for having us here. I guess I should show me with, oh no, I gotta
Absolutely.
get
Flip
the
the
fancy, flip the camera. So there you go, sorry. Oh my god, I don't know how to flip the camera. Well, we'll do it like this. Can you see me in there?
Yeah.
Because obviously I'm not technologically smart. Madison's right behind. She's about to try out my outfit for the day. Oh, would these be the dairy maids right here?
They are ready.
No, not you, not you. Okay. Well, we'll be checking in later. Thank you so much.
Hi everybody, this is the Cane of Steel Band, and we are really happy to be playing here for the 4th of July Picnic in the Park, Go Arts Picnic in the Park. This is the 42nd year, and even though we can't all be in Centennial Park, we are happy to be here with you virtually today. We've got some tunes for about the next half hour to get you moving and keep you dancing. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks. Great. Great. Good to be here. We are the Cana Steel Band. We're the Canning family, and we call ourselves the Cana Steel Band. Karen Canning, James Canning, Jonathan Canning, I'm Ted Canning. We're all grateful to be here, and we're going to play, what's next? Oh, John Lennon's tune, Imagine. But first, that first song was called Down the Road, a calypso written by Andy Narell, on the style of calypsos that were played in Trinidad when people would parade down the streets to that kind of beat, that kind of rhythm, that kind of music. John Lennon's Imagine, reimagined with a little bit of that calypso in it. One, two, 1, 2, 3. Our next song is a song we got from an artist, Mexican-American artist, Leela Downs, and this is a song she calls Cumbia de Mole. Mole is a wonderful sauce, a Mexican sauce they put on chicken in tacos and so on, some wonderful food. There are words to this. Sometime come check us out. Karen will sing it for you, but not today. Today we're just going to play the tune for you. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Thank you, thank you. So we're going to finish up our first set. We'll finish up our first set with another calypso. This one actually taken from a Puerto Rican song called Cachita in Antigua, where they played this on the Hell's Gate Steel Band. They called this song Cantata. So, one. Actually, you want to give us a beat and start us off. 1, 2. Yeah. you, thank you. So our next song is something from Bob Marley, Jamaican reggae. One of his more famous tunes. This one is called Three Little Birds. 1, 2, 1, 2. Thank you. Next song we're going to play is a familiar one. People are all going to know this one. This is Van Morrison's Brown Eyed Girl. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. finish up with a Jump in the Line, also known as Shake Sonora. This song was written by Lord Kitchener in Trinidad, famous calypsonian, but was made famous by Harry Belafonte, and you may know it mostly from the movie Beetlejuice. So, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Nice going.
Hi kids!
friends, it's Rosie the Riveter here. I am so excited that you joined me. So now I hope a lot of you got our craft kits. We're going to be making pinwheels, sock puppets, and then we're going to be doing some rock painting as well. So in your kit you should have found a little piece of paper, and we have a pencil that has a pin on it. Now that's sharp, so you're going to want to be careful. So we're going to use these supplies to make our pinwheel. I hope you have some scissors, because you're going to need some scissors. So the first thing I'm going to have you do is take this piece of paper and you're going to take it and fold it into a triangle and make a little crease. And then you're going to open it up and fold the triangle the other way to make another crease. Now that's going to give you your lines that you're going to cut on. Now before you start cutting, you're not going to cut the paper in half. You're going to stop probably about an inch before you get to the center. So we're going to start doing that. As you can see, I'm going to cut on the line for the creases, and I stopped right before the center. Now we're going to do that on all four sides. Now, of course, if you need help and you're having a hard time with the scissors, don't hesitate to ask your parents to help you, because they are sharp and you want to be careful. All right, so as you can see, I've got the slits cut on all four of them. So the next step, and this is going to be a little tricky, so what you want to do is take every other point. So we're going to take this point, I'm going to have to put it down so I can do it, and you fold it into the center, and then you take the next piece, that point, and you fold it into the center, and you do the same thing all the way around. And now this is where sometimes it gets a little difficult because they don't like to stay folded. So this is where it gets tricky, and you want to be super careful. You're going to take the pin out of the pencil. So you're going to fold the first piece over. I'm going to put it on the table so I don't prick my finger though, and push it through. And then I'm going to take the next piece. It's just going to hold it in place. I'm going to take the next piece. I'm going to pull the pin out and do it again, and make sure you push it through both pieces. And again, that's just to hold the place until I fold the next one. And then finally the last one. And then once you get all of them down, you're going to want to go ahead and put the pin in like we did before, and put it through all four pieces and the center. It's a little tricky, so you're going to want to be careful. Now once you have the pin through, you're going to take the pointed edge and you're going to poke it right into the eraser. Again, very carefully. Make sure you don't poke it out the other side though. You just want to poke it into the eraser to hold the place. And then you can pull the paper forward, and we have a pinwheel. You're going to take it out in the wind, it works a little better. So there you go. Now for the next project, we're going to do some rock painting. Now there are little googly eyes that came in some of your packets. Some of them are small and some of them are big. You can use them if you want to make a little monster or maybe some kind of animal. You're more than welcome to use the googly eyes on the rock, or if you have the bigger ones, you can save it for when we make the sock puppet in a little bit. So I need you to set the white container aside because we're going to use that for the sock puppet, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the yellow, the blue, and the red. I think that I might make fireworks on my rock because it's the 4th of July. Now I'm going to open all the containers and I'm going to take my paintbrush. I think though, I would like to make orange fireworks. You know how I can do that? If you look at your color wheel that we provided for you, if you mix the red and the yellow, you're gonna get orange. So it makes the color in the middle. The same with the yellow and the blue makes green. And then we have the blue and the red, what makes purple. So I've got my little paper plate. You can mix it on the lids if you want to, or you can mix it right in the cup. That's up to you. But I'm gonna take a little bit of the yellow and I'm gonna put it on there. I'm gonna take a little bit of the red and I'm gonna mix it. But a little too much red, so I'm gonna take a little more yellow. And as you can see, as I mix this, it makes orange. So, on my rock, I'm gonna do the fireworks. I like the ones that kind of look like flowers, so this might look a little bit like a flower as well. And I'm gonna draw all the different lines. So that looks kind of neat. You know what though? I think I might add a little bit of a purple to it as well. So I'm going to brush the paint off of my paintbrush. And now to make the purple, remember we're going to mix the red and the blue. So I'm going to take a little bit of blue and a little bit of red. See, and we're going to mix that. We get purple. So I'm going to put a bunch of little dots because sometimes when you see fireworks, you see like long lines, you see little dots, like little shimmer sparkles. See, and you can see we've got the little dots. Now I'm going to wipe off the edge again. And this time, I think I want to add a little green. So I'm going to take the blue, and this time I'm going to mix it with yellow. I hold it up for you to see. And see, we have the green. So I'm going to add some more dots. I like it when my fireworks have lots of different colors on them. There we go. Now of course you can make anything that you want with your rock, and you can finish painting it later on if you want to. And now you know how to mix the colors, so not only do you have the red, the blue, and the yellow, you can make purple, green, and orange as well. So now we're going to move on to making the sock puppet. So the first thing you need to figure out is what your dominant hand is. What hand you write with or what hand you paint with. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to take my sock and I'm going to put it on my left hand. So you put it in there. Now you want your fingers to go to where the toe is, and you're going to shimmy up the thumb, or where the heel of it is, to your thumb. See? And then we made a mouth. Now those of you that wanted to use your googly eyes, you can put them, like if you bend your knuckles, you made the little face. I'm going to paint mine on though, because I like to continue painting. Now I have blue eyes, so I think I'm going to have my sock puppet have blue eyes. But actually, you know what I forgot to do? This white that I told you to set aside, if you dip your paintbrush, we got that, and go back. So I decided I wanted to have my sock puppet have blue eyes. I'm gonna have you take the white and dip your paintbrush into the white, because that's a fabric medium and it'll make it stick to your fabric better. So you're gonna paint the blue eyes on, or whatever color you want to. See? Now my sock puppet has eyeballs. Make them a little darker. Now I'm gonna give my sock puppet some lips. So again, I'm gonna dip my paintbrush into the white because that's the fabric kneading. It'll help the paint stick to the fabric. And right on, you see where the seam is? That's where we're gonna make the lips. So I'm gonna make half a heart shape. There you can see I have the top lip. Now to make the bottom lip, I take my thumb and I bend it so your thumb's like this inside the puppet, and that's where you're gonna put the bottom lip. So right on there, you're gonna paint a half a circle. See? Then you can make your puppet talk. Hey Rosie, hey sock puppet, how are you? See? Now if you want to continue decorating your sock puppet, you can always add on some ears if you want to. Maybe I'll give them some purple ears. And of course, you know your ears are kind of over here on the side of your head by your eyes. So you can give them a couple of ears. You can give some eyebrows. You can even paint it up as a cat or a dog if you want to. That's up to you. But you have your sock puppet now. Thanks everyone. Bye. Hi everyone, it's Rosie the Riveter. I'm here live at Seymour Place, the headquarters of Go Art. I'm very excited because I am joined here by Bob Ross, who's going to be doing a mural for us. So tell us, Bob, what are you doing here today?
Well, happy 4th of July, everybody. Yes, I thought we'd do this nice little pastoral landscape with some nice big trees. And of course, there's some mountains in the background, of course. Maybe a few cows and a little stream going through it. So I have 5 hours, so I gotta try to do this as quickly as we can.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna let Bob get to work, and we will be checking on him throughout the days. So keep checking back with us, and we'll see his progress.
Hi, I'm Karen Canning, Director of Glow Traditions at GoArt. And I'm very happy to introduce our next performer. He is Frank Reno from West Seneca, New York. Frank is an accordionist and of Italian heritage, and he will delight us for the next half hour with Italian-American music and a couple of stories and just a really wonderful, heartfelt, and enjoyable program. So take it away, Frank.
Frank Reno. I'm an accordion player from Western New York, West Seneca to be exact, and I love to play. Karen Canning called me with the Go Art Foundation and asked if I would take part in this virtual concert in the park for 2020, which I guess they're going to do on July 4th. So I'm really excited about doing that. And so here I am. I'm going to be playing Italian music for the next half hour or so. On another note, maybe a more somber one, we are dedicating this entire performance to Rose Caccamise, who passed very recently. She was the owner-operator of Roxy's Music in Batavia, and it was a real hub for accordionists from really all over the world. I'm definitely going to talk more on her later, but this entire performance is dedicated to Rose Caccamise and everything she did for all the accordion players throughout the area. She will be missed. Anyway, we have a song now from Naples, a very sad song, Torna Sorrento. So here it is. now we'll do a mazurka. Italian mazurkas are always nice, very popular at Italian festivals. Haven't had too many of them this year with everything going on, but we look forward to being back out there next year, that's for sure. At this time, I think we're going to move into a tango della Capineri. I believe it's another Napolitan song, I think. Great, two tangos there actually, one from Abruzzese and one from Napoli. Tarantella, a whole bunch of them mixed together, a Tarantella mashup. I do this one a lot. So a lot of people ask me all the time, how did you end up playing accordion? Why do you play accordion? What made you want to play accordion? And it's real simple. It was my family. My family came from Italy. My father's side, they came from Italy in the 50s. And my uncle on my father's side, he was an accordion player, and his son, obviously my cousin, sang and played drums, and his wife, which would have been my aunt, she also sang. Their last name was Tonelli, but they had the Tonelli Trio, and they used to let me come down there in the summertime and just play with them, and they had all kinds of gigs back then in the 80s. It was a pretty wild time down in Pittsburgh, Sharon region of Pennsylvania, where they first immigrated to. And I just had such a blast. I used to watch my uncle play when I was very little, and very inspiring to me. To this day, I play jobs with my cousin Sammy. Unfortunately, my aunt and uncle have passed on some years ago. I'll miss them terribly. Right now I'm going to do a song that my uncle used to sing, and he was a really funny guy, and he would sing this song. The song is Mala Femina, which is, of course, about a woman she's just not a good person, but this guy, he loves her anyway. So that's like the root of the song. She's like an angel, but she treats him terribly all the time. But my uncle, he would make up his own words, and I'm a bad Italian. I don't speak any Italian, but I know that when he sang these words, everybody in the audience was laughing, so they had to be pretty good. Anyway, this is Mala Femina for my Uncle Frank. Okay, moving along here, we're moving through the program, and all Italian music. I hope you like it so far. I think I'm going to hit up with very popular, from some popular movies, from the Godfather movies. Most people associate this with Italian music. It's wonderful music. I'm not sure if it's Italian or not, but it's probably the most requested of all the Italian music, so I might as well play a little medley of the Godfather stuff. All right, I'm gonna talk for just a minute here about the reason this concert is dedicated. This Picnic in the Park 2020 virtual accordion concert. Rose Cakamies is the owner operator of Roxy's Music in Batavia, New York, and I met her about 10 years ago. I just walked into the store one day. I didn't know there was an accordion store, well, anywhere, because as a kid growing up playing accordion in the 80s, you didn't really have accordion stores. So anyhow. So I found this place when I was like in my 30s, and right away she came up to me, and oh my goodness, and we hit it off right just immediately. We were friends, contacting back and forth. She helped me out in so many ways, and just between purchasing accordions and of course finding work. I met Karen Canning from Go Art through Rose. So many wonderful accordion players. The gentleman I bought this off of, Woody Zdorzik, she was close friends with him, and he sold this to me, and he helped me out in ways I can't even imagine. So just the network, if you can imagine, of all the accordion players in the area. I spoke recently with Corey Pesaturo from Rhode Island, and he was close friends with Rose all the way out there, and throughout Canada. She was friends with Richard Knoll. You would go into the store, and it was just really something special every time I would take the trip out to Batavia and go see her, and we're just going to miss her a lot. And like I say, this concert is dedicated to her memory. I'm sure any of the accordion fans out there remember her, and we miss you, Rose. You were one of a kind. So anyway, I'm going to conclude here with a couple more tunes. I'm going to do O Sole Mio, a nice Italian song, and then I will do one to honor America, since it is July 4th and all. Thank you very much.